Every other weekday on Delta Television, The People's Pride, we have conversations during the midday period. We converse about issues concerning this country, sometimes out of this country. Well, during this period, it's inevitable for us to discuss only about Nigeria. Some say Nigeria is at war. Some say Nigeria is going to stand the rest of all. The stories continue. But then, this afternoon on the program, The Faculty, we shall have a very strong conversation. It's about the 47 unity schools that have been declared shut down on a temporary basis by the federal government. This is the program, The Faculty. My name is Francis Ofundwe. Now with me, gentlemen, we shall have a very strong conversation with us right here on television. I promise you they are very bright minds. They shall be the one having the conversation. I shall just prompt or preempt the conversations. Henry Usiayo, comrade, good to have you.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you, Henry Usiayo. And then just right next to Henry Usiayo is a man with a big hat on his head. Precisely, he is Fadeli Ajufu. Good to have you right here.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to you. And then comrade Felix Bekoye, good to have you.
You're welcome.
You're the closest man, so you have a handshake. Well, I'm not sure that the Nigerian government is having a handshake with many Nigerians right now. Instead, hearts are shaking. And how would you declare 47 unity schools shut down temporarily? That's a very big question. So I'm going to start with the extreme man, the one who is having a tie, just like myself. I'll just go in orderliness as much as possible. Kebbi, Maga, we know the number of girls that got missing, over 24, 25. One escaped, and the rest we had Niger State, and all the attacks have been growing every other day. Was it blanket for the government to declare the closure of the 47 unity schools around the northern and southwestern region?
Firstly, I will start with this saying that a generation without a formal education poses a risk, and of course, in terms of economic stability and of course, productivity. When you look at what has just happened within these few days, and of course, the decision by either the federal government or the state government to shut down unity schools, I think they've succeeded in training the tower, because that is what these bandits and of course the terrorists, that is their aim. A lot of them said education, formal education is not good. They don't want people to trail the way of formal education. For you to shut down this school, it means that you have actually agreed with them that you've gotten the upper hand, and of course, let's come to the negotiation table. But for a country like Nigeria, where some years back Nigeria was rated as the best country with the infant military, and right now we are nowhere to be found, it seems that it is really obvious that there is a lacuna, or there are mobs in the military that is giving out information to these terrorists, and of course making them to have a free day whenever they go on rampage. So for me, I would say that it is really, really sad that the federal government just easily throwing the towel so easily.
Well, that's a very strong one. Federal government throwing the towel. Let's remember the numbers. I'm coming to you, Pa Ajufu. The numbers are staggering. If you lose 2 people in a school, I know that they shut down those schools. Let's say, for instance, there is a collapse of a school. The next thing you find is the school will shut down temporarily. If you're having girls missing, students missing just while going to school, isn't it up for the federal government to take this safety precaution, shutting down the unity schools?
Well, like Henry said, government has thrown in the towel. But if you ask me, it's about the best thing to be done at this particular time. If you follow the trend in the country, the advent of Trump's tweet that is coming to save the Christians, quite a number of Muslim leaders have fled the country. I'm sure you're aware of it. Some have relocated to Turkey with their families, some to Saudi Arabia. My fear is that the dissident fundamentalists will use these schools as human shield. Do you understand? They will go and surround these schools so that America will not bomb it if they do come. That's the strategy. So from that point of view, yes, it's okay, it's apt for government to shut the school so our kids don't become cannon fodder. But then it's a sign of defeat, like Henry said. It shouldn't have come to that. We should be able to monitor and protect our schools. But because of government failure and its inability to protect our children, I'd rather have my child at home than have her bombed in school.
That's a very strong one. I think that logically, some parents already be telling their children, you know what, stay at home. Felix Ibukoye, comrade, the ball is now in your court. Basically, what Boko Haram means is something against Western education. And
Yes, what it means is book is forbidden.
Forbidden. Western education is forbidden. So doesn't this mean that they would be having some kind of celebration now, since the federal government is shutting down 47 of its unity schools around areas that are ridden with threats of insecurity?
Well, you quite understand, if you quite understand what security means, you accept that Boko Haram doesn't have to be happy or to be celebrating, to be seen it as a defeat. In security, you understand, it is better to save life. Are you getting me? It is better to save life than to say because you want to fight a war and you lose children. Let us get the word properly. Underline children. Numbers of children. You see, if the security apparatus feels that the best way to protect the lives of these children is to keep them at home, fine, acceptable, commendable. When I was in the university, I lost a year due to ASUU strike. Heaven did not fall. We went through the agony, we passed through it. So if the federal government felt that the best thing to do at this material time, it may be a security advice, it may be a security strategy. If they are not what our elder said now, what if they allow the children to be going to school and these towels use them as protection, and both the towels and the children were killed? Who would regret? The parents will regret it, the state government will regret it, and the federal government will regret it. So when you talk of security, one, they say it is everybody's business. It is the business of the children, it is the business of the parents, it is, and mind you, before the federal government came up with that directive, children were no longer going home. Parents were already withdrawing their children from...
No longer going to school.
Yeah, sorry, they were no longer going to school. Parents were already withdrawing their children from school. Then what is, even teachers were not coming. The advice could be from the school authority, from the Ministry of Education, that please, the best thing to do at this material time is to close down the school to save the lives of these children.
The question now is for how long?
Yes, as long as lives and property are protected. The time lag is not the issue. But as long as lives and... Why are we crying now? Why are we shouting? It's because people lost lives. Assuming nobody died, there wouldn't have been so much a noise like this. So as far as I'm concerned, it is the best strategy. And people are happy for that. In fact, if you keep 100 at home, it's better than losing one.
Doesn't this mean that the terrorists are winning the war? We just noted...
There is no war. Wait, listen.
There's no war in Nigeria?
You are looking in at war. There is no war.
There's no war in Nigeria?
There is no war. It has not come to war. Who is fighting who?
Okay, I'm going to explain something to you.
We should not ascribe the word war.
I'm going to put something in perspective to
you.
Ukraine, they have been going through some sort of war right now, and they've lost over more than 12,000 people. Nigeria in the past 2 years has lost over 10,000 people due to terrorism. Are we at war?
That is exactly what I'm
just
telling
asking.
You see, curious. The country you have not mentioned, if you look at that country, you look at the geographical setting, you look at the tribes, you look at religion there. You cannot compare it to what is happening in Nigeria. Igbos are not fighting Yoruba. This is not, you were alive or you read about Biafra War now. Was it the way Biafra War was fought? No. What we are having now is serious challenges.
Serious challenge.
Serious challenge. Challenge is not seasonal challenge.
The numbers are compared to a country at war. I would say serious challenge.
No, it's not a war. We are not starting to fight a war.
All right, I hope so. And those are perspectives, basically. Let's get to Harris here. It looks like the letter that we saw there was rushed. Yes, for several reasons. Matter of fact, number 16 and number 32 had the same name. Same school. When they say for the 7 schools, I don't know if we can put that on screen again, but 16 and 32 had the same name of exact unity school. So if you look at that, squint very well, you notice that. And then if you check out the dates on the letter, well, it looks like we have people who see the future because it was dated for December, and we are still in the month of November. So that brings me to you, Comrade Henry. Was the letter rushed? Oh, you're technically wrong with that letter. What was your perception when you saw it? Because I know you noticed all those.
Yeah, when I saw when I read it, and of course I had to go through the circular that was sent to those schools. I was wondering, okay, we are still in November, and of course your letter is already bearing December. So what happened within these few days? Are you going to provide security personnel while parents get their wives and children out of the school during this period? Is a question that is still unanswered. Sometimes I wonder why we do things so with such. I keep saying it, out of fear. If you didn't do this out of fear, you should have taken time to read through every dotted line of your letter. You rightly pointed out our school repeating itself again. And that was a memo that was sent out. And of course, there was no need for them to look at it properly. You see, these are the lapses we are facing. And I'm saying it with respect to Comrade Phyllis, senior comrade. We are at war. And we are at war with terrorism. We are at war with terrorists. If you say we are facing challenges, challenges are things that just come and of course they fizzle away. But terrorism has come to stay in Nigeria, and unless we accept that and begin to look for a way to fight it squarely, we are going to feel that it is all right. It's just a challenge that will fizzle away. Look at what is happening in Niger. Look at what is happening in Chad. These are examples of how terrorists have tried as much as possible to dominate this area, but because they feel that the right way to fit them squarely is to match them aura for aura, man for man, weapon for weapon. That is why you will see that Chad and Niger, they are being controlled by the military. Despite being controlled by the military, we still have some loose ends. So the challenges you're saying, they are not challenges. We are actually at a war with those that don't want a formal education to thrive in this country. So I think out of fear, the Ministry of Education or whoever that wrote that circular was trying to be too fast and just take a look at that error. These are what the West, the civilized climes say, and they say, what are these? That mistake was too obvious. Repeating schools.
Powerful. I'm talking about the Western world now. The Western world, they are coming in full glare. I mean, the vote to really designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern was overwhelmingly more than those who said no. It means that now Trump and his men perhaps are going to come to Nigeria. But now, after the announcement was made, or after the whole campaign about designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern, what was very concerning to me was that the spate of killings and kidnappings shot higher. In fact, I thought personally, well, this is very personal, that when I heard the announcement, I thought we were going to have some very cool country, very cool and calm country like my mom. Everything was going to be good. But then suddenly, things went from fire pan to fire, literally, and we're still facing the threat. There are controversial theories here and there. People even assume that perhaps the terrorists want to show they have more impunity, more strength. People even believe that perhaps the United States of America might be sponsoring the whole attack so that they can penetrate into the country. There are different thoughts out there, but I want to hear yours on the faculty.
Maybe I should go back to my comrade here and tell him, please don't ever leave this studio and say there's no war in Nigeria. You might be lynched. I don't pray for it.
That's why we're in the studio, so we don't get lynched. We accept different perspectives.
It's a situation where military formations and schools, villages are ravaged and people killed. I don't know what you'll call it. On the resurgence of attacks occasioned by the announcement by Trump, if you understand the jihadist mentality, one-track mind. Araba, Amutu. Kill and move on and divide it. They don't want to know whether America, France, Russia, Britain are joining forces. They have vowed to dip their Quran in the Atlantic. And anything that will stand in the way will be met with force. I think, I'm not a military strategist, but I do believe that the idea of escalating the thing so they can move the battleground further towards the south. They want to obliterate the Middle Belt so they can have a buffer there.
Yeah.
That is what I think. Because if they can obliterate the Middle Belt, and we have seen it, we know they want to establish, and quite frankly, they've almost established in the Middle Belt. From Benue, Otokpo to Obolafo, it's less than 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're already attacking that area. They've come to Kwara. Kwara to the heart of Yoruba land, it's less than half an hour. But that's because they don't think properly. So what they are trying to tell the world, if you are going to attack us, you will also attack the people you want to defend. Am I making sense? Because in Kwara, we don't have this genocidal thing there. It is basically in the northern Middle Belt, like Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Kaduna. So it is a strategy by them. But these people fail to realize. I don't know how many of us support the incursion by the Americans. The Congress voted recently 275 to 83 in favor of invasion. United Nations Congress, United States of America Congress. What it means is Trump has been given carte blanche. They should not deceive themselves that Trump doesn't know, Americans don't know where they are. If America can come from where they are to Kebbi State to rescue an American in captivity and take him away and kill some of our security men, they know where the multitude of the jihadists are. If America can go to the hole where Gaddafi was hiding and bomb him to smithereens, they know where to find you. Similarly, Saddam Hussein, quite a number of them have been found out and dealt with. We don't want war in Nigeria, but sometimes it becomes inevitable. So we have to wait and see. Hopefully common sense will prevail. But if these same people can be chased out of Central African Republic, the only reason why we have not succeeded in chasing them out of Nigeria is because of government complicity. The military is complicit, the government is complicit. And the architect of this complicity is none other than the murderous Buhari.
you said that.
I did. I did.
All right, just are your thoughts. Comrade Felix Ibekoye, I understand what you said about Nigeria not being at war. I support you entirely now. Because after all, having a positive mindset
that is also important. He said we don't want war in Nigeria.
Okay.
That shows that there's no war.
No, there is.
I'm going to support you as Frank. For now, I'm going to agree with you. Because they are both saying
Felix, we don't want war in Ukraine. Is there war in Ukraine? The world say we don't want the war in Ukraine. Don't we?
Okay, so that statement doesn't invalidate the fact that
there is
a war.
Of course,
it's the reality that matters basically. What should the president do now? If you were the president, Comrade Felix Ibekoye, what will be your pronouncement? Things have been going on. The president has, in short, he sent the defense chief straight to he said, you don't leave anywhere, don't leave that place until we find those abducted girls in Kebbi State. Yeah. And it looks like nothing has happened still. In fact, I saw videos recently of some very nice picture quality from some alleged terrorists making videos and saying that, you know what, nobody's going to get us. They're still here. You know, hands on their chests. They were like King Kongs. Nobody can stop us. We're going to do whatever I want to do. If you were the president, you were watching all these scenarios, you were surfing through your phone, what would be your next reaction? You have to think about that.
I happen to be the president of this,
this is your campaign
country. To the best of my knowledge, I will be extra careful in handling this matter. Why am I saying so? From experience, trillions of naira were voted for security purposes. Where were they? They were lavish. They were stolen. They were not used for the main purpose, the purpose it was meant for. One. Secondly, you have just reminded me of something now. Not up to a month or so, he changed the security leadership. He changed them. He was supposed to travel overseas for an international meeting.
G20.
He stopped because of this insecurity matter. If I were him, I would gather all the security intelligence, sit down with them. What do we do? You see, I'm just so surprised when I will hear people say, hey, let America come, let France come, let this come, let that come. Who is going to suffer it? A lot of people, innocent people will die.
Should America not come to Nigeria?
I'm coming. America, if America is coming, it should come. It is not Tinubu. That will say, America, come, please come. Don't forget that we are a sovereign state. We have our sovereignty. Any country cannot just come to Nigeria and say we want to rescue you people. You understand? Why did Trump allow his National Assembly to decide whether he should come or not? What I'm saying is essence that so that I will not digress from your question. What Tinubu is saying, who is doing now, to me, is the best because he's not a military man. He's not trained militarily. He's a democratic president. You need advice from this trained security personnel, and I'm sure he has been listening to their advice. I'm not sure the president even knows how to hold a gun, not to talk of. But the best thing, who knows whether indirectly is the one using Trump to come and rescue Nigeria? Who knows whether he has told the National Assembly to give a direct verdict that foreign countries should come and rescue us? But the point we are making is that this issue, because like I said, we have not started fighting. Why? If there is war, can we be here? Can we be talking now? And this, my sister.
No.
I'm coming.
Ukraine sends Nigeria in as well.
I'm coming. Why I say we are facing serious challenges is that don't believe that in Nigeria we have 3 major denominations. We have Christian, we have Muslim, we have those traditionalists. You understand? They are not only kidnapping children, because the kidnapping of children that led to closure of schools. Yeah. They are also attacking churches. And then there was a time they even attacked mosques. So you look at it from the religious aspect. The president is a Muslim, the vice president is a Muslim. You understand? And they migrated from there, from attacking churches or the others, to the kidnapping children. They have a purpose. You understand? And they are probably look at this issue, history of this Boko Haram. Who created them? Why did they bring them? For political strategy. And after achieving their political strategy, they couldn't continue with it, fostering them. And that's why they migrated and digressed to kidnapping and causing all sort of nonsense here. So what I'm saying is that the president is doing what he's supposed to do. If he give maximum attack to the north, they will translate it, they will time it to be an attack on the north, on religion, on Muslim. If he gives 100% verdict to that, I'm not saying he should allow children to be dying. I'm not sure he should allow security to continue. But as a Nigerian, he should be very careful so that people will not. What is happening is, don't remove politics from it too. During ex-president Jonathan, what did they not use Boko Haram to destabilize his government? Did they not achieve what are you saying? Are you saying something like that is not happening now?
Could it be happening?
Why not?
I'm going to do a little, flashback for you, and let's see how that works. During the time of one particular idea was brought up to attack his government, and that was one of fuel subsidy. One of the men who pushed that narrative is the incumbent president of the country. He came in, and in fact, he pushed the fuel subsidy narrative, and he has stood strongly behind it. No shaking, literally. If he was among those who still pushed out narrative of the Chibok girls and the rest of it, he would have known how to handle this problem the same way he knew how to handle the subsidy problem.
You're a very brilliant mind.
I'm just thinking.
I'm not going to allow him to talk about that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something.
Hold up. Let's get.
No. continue.
Have you passed the ball to him?
So that I can reply.
Okay, Patrick, let's hear.
Some of us are fixated on the governor. We don't have government in this country. Government has abdicated its responsibility totally. In a country like Nigeria, if this was a country governed by sensible people, your president should be on TV every day, talking to the nation, telling us what is happening and directing affairs. Have you seen the man on TV at all? The government is doing its best. Absolute rubbish. Nothing. On the issue of collateral damage, it happens in war. You understand? Boko Haram is attacking mosques now. The fundamental essence of Boko Haram is that they are the fundamentalists. In Nigeria, we have Shiites and Sunni Muslims. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Some of them are fundamentalists. A Fulani man will never allow a Yoruba imam to lead him in prayers. Haram for him. And yet they are both Muslims. The mosques they attack in the north are basically, mostly Hausa mosques. The people they say are Kafiris who are not real Muslims.
In
their own, by their own reckoning.
Yeah.
So we must understand this thing and let us separate it, for God's sake. They're murderers, they're killers.
So what would you do if you were the president?
Oh, ask everybody to arm themselves. They did it in Central African Republic and they ran.
Would it work in Nigeria if everybody armed?
It should work. Listen, if you are an armed robber and you are coming to rob in my estate where I live in Lagos, and you know that everybody's armed, you'll be careful. In America, everybody's literally armed. But there's an estate in Atlanta. One of your cousins live there, I should tell you. If you don't own a gun, you will not be allowed to stay there. Never one day have they robbed that place. So if these jihadists know that, yes, these guys may be armed, they'll be cautious about coming to you. What has emboldened them is during the COVID.
Yeah.
Buhari asked every Nigerian citizen to hand in their gun. There was blanket amnesty. Are you aware of that? Meanwhile, we were at home, nobody's going out, and we saw visuals of people being dropped in various areas preparatory to this day. We cried out, we made videos, we sent them out. Even in Asaba here, we saw them dropping something on the island there, that little patch of land between Onitsha and Asaba. Helicopters dropping things, and human beings. What were they dropping? We're surrounded. Once they clear Benue State, you and I may not be there unless you're armed. And if they know you are armed, they'll be cautious.
You talk about these arms, and you talk about Atlanta. I understand. But let me tell you about how the Nigerian mind works. The next keke man that would insult me,
I'll get you down.
are we going to be jumping from one situation and entering another different situation where a man will just shoot his wife down, or the wife? You've seen women even stabbing their husbands in Nigeria. What are we talking about?
Let us
indoor terrorism.
Would you shoot me if I behave? Perhaps because we don't behave well, we don't have moral obligations to certain issues. We take liberty. Let me give you an instance. I called an Uber 2 days ago in Asaba here. Uber said 4,000 for that journey. And you know in Asaba here, in Nigeria, once you call an Uber, they deduct your money. And the guy told me, he called me. Are you the one who booked Uber? I said, yes. He said, where are you going? I told him. He said, your money is 8,000. I said, but Uber just deducted 4,000. I said, now you buy the car for me. Can you understand what I'm saying? We're not educated.
Would you have shut that man down?
No, I won't shoot him. For what? I won't shoot him. I'll tell him to remove yours. I'll tell Uber, remove him. And I did.
Yeah.
I called Uber. I said, this man shouldn't be certified to ride Uber because this is what he did. And I'm sure they will remove him. So we have to take steps to educate people.
The issue. We're going to get you. Let's Comrade Henry.
I just want to respond to something Comrade Philly said, talking about.
Don't say you're the hot seat. I'm nowhere on your side. We're together on this.
Talking about the sovereignty of Nigeria, and of course he once said that Nigeria is a sovereign state, and so is not going to be easy for you to tell the United States to come and help you. But if I can recall you, remember Nigeria is in a joint military agreement with Cameroon, Niger, and Chad in the fight against terrorism, meaning Nigerian soldiers are there. And of course, our United Nations Charter also allow for cross-border terrorism fights. So it doesn't mean that because Nigeria is a sovereign state, so the United States cannot just penetrate into Nigeria. Because just like what our chief here just said, is if these terrorists succeed in conquering Nigeria, which country is next? So that is why cross-border terrorism fight is very, very crucial. So Nigeria being a sovereign state doesn't mean that America cannot come in and help, because it is already there in the United States Charter. And of course, Nigeria is a member of the United Nations Charter. And Nigeria is a member of the United Nations, so also America is a member of the United Nations.
Should America be the ones now championing this warfare, not the United Nations?
We went to Liberia.
Good. That is where
We went to Liberia.
That is where
We went to Liberia. We went to Sierra Leone. We were in Congo. All you need is United Nations may. Already, Congress has given
the go ahead.
Trump the go ahead.
No,
Now, Trump
we should get it clear. Congress have not given.
Oh, they did.
Trump. No.
Oh, they did.
It was a vote. After a vote, there must be a resolution. That you voted, that you have majority vote, does not mean Trump. They should come in.
The caption.
You see, the UN we are talking about should also meet. The issue you are raising, AU, Africa Union must meet. ECOWAS must meet. Nigeria cannot just rise and organize a soldier and say go and because of
Nigeria used to be like
no, it's not like that. Why did China raise a voice that America should take it easy?
No, because
Hold on, Henry. Let him finish.
With what? That's why the economic interest. They have raised a voice. So other countries caution America. You cannot just denigrate a country like that.
Okay.
They have their internal problem. If America had their internal problem.
Okay, Mr. Felix. Let me take over. Let me take over.
They denigrate Nigeria, yet they are mining your gold in Zamfara.
That is economic.
We are also mining in Kogi State.
Yeah, it's normal, sir. Because
the Chinese are mining their interest. Illegal mining.
Nigerians are another country. We are in South Africa.
Let me take over.
Not illegally.
It's not illegal.
I'll take over the show now, gentlemen. I'll take over the show now. Let's get back to the conversation. Let's get back to Henry. It seems you fancy the idea of America coming to Nigeria to.
It's not fancy the idea of America coming to Nigeria. I fancy Nigeria remaining in Nigeria as a Nigeria that, in the national anthem, our banner without stain. That is my point. And for us to have a banner without stain, and if we don't have the wherewithal to handle this, then we must have to seek for help.
Right.
We must have to seek for help. There is no way we can just say, okay, we can do this, because government after government will think that they have failed to actually nip this issue to go.
Should America help Nigeria? And I'm saying this as a concerned Nigeria. We've had this conversation on the show before. Is there any country America has actually saved since its history of going to countries to help save them from conflict? Just one country.
For me, I would say it's not actually saving the country, it's saving in the present, in terms of Nigeria, saving a particular situation.
Because at Iraq in 2003, the weapons of mass destruction were not found. America claimed there were weapons of mass destruction there.
Not just America.
You cannot save a particular
United Nations.
situation. It's not possible.
United Nations.
What are their deal to?
Britain under Claire.
US invaded, claiming that Saddam Hussein had weapons of
mass destruction.
They couldn't find any there. And we can go on Libya, 2011.
Yes.
Do you remember the
They
one
targeted
Libya was an uprising from the Libyan citizen itself.
you remember Gaddafi?
It was an uprising from the Libyan citizen itself.
Obama himself said that was the worst mistake of America as a government.
As Obama accepted that it was a mistake in Nigeria to enthrone some people to leaders, because the same characters that are governing you now went to America to tell them there was genocide and insecurity in Nigeria. Come and help us. Led by the same characters that are leading you now.
Okay.
The ball is in the other court. The gang of APC and CPC members. Amici was there. Wole Soyinka was there. Buhari was there.
Okay.
They were.
Way back in 2011.
They went there to tell them there was genocide.
But that was not during the Donald Trump's era.
Wait a minute.
Was
Wait a
it?
minute. They went there. What happened eventually? Didn't the Secretary of State then, Kerry? He came here, had a meeting with them in the north, and vowed that there would be a change of government. And there was a change
And
of
we
government.
heard that one of their campaign strategists was the one who campaigned for the Buhari period. So
No,
in
I'm
fairness
not
to what
going
you
to go
said.
that far because I didn't see it. But I'm telling you, when it suited them, it was all right for them to use America to effect change of government. I'll ask you a question now. Do you have a government in Nigeria?
I don't know. I'm just anchoring. We have the federal government. The federal government gave us the order that government to have this conversation.
The point I want to make, my
All right, go
brother,
ahead,
is
Felix.
that I am not in support of terrorism. I am totally
We all aren't. We're
against
just thinking about the way forward.
But the way forward, as far as I'm concerned, is if America wants to come, let them give us security advice, intelligence advice. You don't need to leave your country and invade us here. It's just like what you are saying. You ask a question, have they invaded any country and succeeded without calamity? Let me tell you, we have ourselves to blame. Because know that this government cannot fight this security. Look at these children they kidnapped. From the information I got, that they withdrew some soldiers. The SSS said they gave the intelligence report that something they removed from soldiers there. Immediately they removed those soldiers. Those people, the kidnappers came.
It means there's
Is that not
infiltration.
betrayal?
There is
I'm coming,
infiltration.
We're saying that we are the fault.
Yes, I agree with
Not
you.
that we cannot defeat these bandits. No. We don't. Okay, we are all state federal. What are the state governors doing?
They don't have security powers.
The
state governor-
no.
the state governor
You cannot tell me that.
Wait a minute.
I'm coming, sir.
A state governor
government-
cannot give order to a commissioner of police.
Yes.
A state governor cannot give an order to a state.
He
When
can't.
it's not from
He cannot.
the Inspector
He
General
can't,
of
sir.
Police.
Lord
He-
of mercy.
The Inspector General of Police
You are not
Well,
coming. I'm coming,
let me
my
hear
brother,
what
please.
what
You
the government
are now coming to support my idea that we all need to work together. If we allow ourselves to work together, the state government should work with the CP. He should work with the commander of the
How?
state.
Should.
He should work. Yes, now.
How?
Okay, there's
How?
the other time, Coca and Anwine, they say IPOB people were there. Did the governor not call CP? Were they not parading the whole area with helicopter? I'm coming, sir.
But
I'm
you
coming.
know, the
What?
Inspector
See,
General of
the
Police can
truth
call
is,
into
the
order.
truth is,
Okay, I want Felix to finish his narrative, then we can all
we
step in.
don't trust ourselves
We have few minutes
by
to go.
saying CP cannot listen to the governor. The governor is the number one
Chief
security
Security
officer in the
Officer.
state.
In the paper.
What they post a CP to is state, the first person to visit it, to pay
But you know
consequence
why
is the governor.
now? You know why?
What they are saying, you are talking about what is called to politics.
Well,
I'm coming, sir.
well,
When
in
it comes to politics, it may not work.
In fairness to what you
But
say,
once it comes to security matter, it works.
It does not.
in fairness to what you say,
It's not working.
we're all agreeing that on paper, the governor is the number one security officer of a state.
Yes, on
and should
paper.
have the right to do these things.
No, do
That's
these
on
things.
paper.
Why was CP posted to a
Okay.
state? Why was commander posted to a state? Are they not all these
right.
Are you telling me that? Are you
Are they not stop bunkering then?
No.
And the navy is not working.
All right, let's get back to our
No, wait a
conversation.
minute. I want to get this thing clear from this young man because
Yes,
this
sir.
young people is like you're derailing. You.
No.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Let's hear it
Are you telling me that the governor of any state in this country actually controls the security of the state?
Yes.
Then you're living in the moon.
He controls it.
Well,
Because if there is crisis, if
well,
there is, you are, sir, you are reading it from the angle of politics.
Comrade Felix,
okay.
Paragogo,
If
this is another conversation. And I
If
will
there
not-
is
I will not-
problem
I
in
will
the
not-
state,
I will not let us
the
try.
governor himself will move
I
to
will
that
not-
place.
I will
with
not
the
let us thrive in this
commissioner. It
conversation.
has happened in this state
But
several
Comrade
times.
Henry,
Worry, Shekiri,
Also happened to Kwame.
John Shekiri,
When the governor
worry.
was deprived
How many
from
people have been
going
going there?
Comrade
The
Henry.
CP will go, the governor will go, commander will go.
But
Comrade
the governor
Felix.
was deprived from entering Okwama.
Can we-
Have you forgotten?
Can we have a
The
particular
state
house?
governor. Have you forgotten?
Can we have a one house now?
He was deprived from
This
stepping into
conversation,
Okwama.
this conversation can be moved to another entirely different show, because we're not talking about whether the government has the right to control. We're talking about those girls, insecurity vis-a-vis all the issues that have risen, as Sugar said. So let's let that one chill. On paper, yes, governments have the right, but many Nigerians are complaining that they're not seeing it realistic. And Henry has gone on the case about the Obama issue, which I thought became a national issue at some point. But let's let that one go. The conversation is right there on television. Insecurity, closure for the 7 federal unity colleges in the country. We are also hearing about the ASU strike, because our time is about to be done. And there are negotiations going on between the federal government and ASU between today and tomorrow. Education on its own is under attack in Nigeria. How does this feel? Does this look like the right time, in fact, to close the schools down? He mentioned a very strong point when he said that just before these attacks came, the army people around that area left.
Correct, it's correct.
So, does this mean that we wouldn't have organized our military officers? Because the 3 of you had a common agreement that, you know what, it was okay for them to shut down the schools. But maybe our military men, if they were around those areas, these terrorists would not have the impetus to commit those crimes.
You know why?
In the first place. Yes.
I said it earlier.
We'll sum up on this note.
I said there's complicity. In Borno State, the army decided to go and attack the Boko Haram enclave. They went in there with tear gas. The Boko Haram people were wearing masks.
So somebody gets a bowl.
That's what I'm telling you. There's somebody in the military that's feeding them with information that does not want this thing to end. Some people are making money out of it. You understand? Because I can't see how Nigeria that went to Congo and acquitted itself, went to Sierra Leone and became the best military infantry there, went to Liberia, and we can't even tackle these ragtag people in Nigeria. We will not succeed until we begin to get rid of the moles in the military. We have moles. You understand?
And ISWA proved it when they began to show screenshots of the WhatsApp messages between the Brigadier General who was
shot.
Shot, yes.
Can you imagine?
A very, very sad one. Comrade Henry, let's round up on this.
Yeah, my opening statement, I did say that a generation that is lacking for more education is prone to, we are going to have economic instability. And of course, that is what they are trying to do. I think this is the right time the president should be bold enough to come up and declare a state of emergency in security.
Absolutely.
This is the right time. We've seen President Volodymyr Zelensky giving every nightly update in what is happening in Ukraine. And that is what we expect from our proactive presidents. Tell us what is happening. We shouldn't be seeing it on the newspapers. We shouldn't be having a statement from the chief press secretary, a statement from this. Come out and tell us what is the situation. With that, Nigerians will be rest assured that our president is on the forefront.
All right.
So that is my submission.
Thank you very much. Powerful.
No, there's nothing I can say. He said it all. We don't have a government, period. And I don't think the government cares about these things, really. There is an understanding that they see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil. Otherwise, I can't see Nigerian. And I was with General Nwachukwu in Abuja on a Saturday. The same sentiment he echoed. An army that is acquitted, it's a worldwide, cannot defeat a ragtag army. But because of moles, Nigerian army today can clearly north of these dissidents who are trying to destabilize this country. And they have succeeded to a large extent. Buhari said it, an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. Southern of Sokoto is echoing the same thing. And you don't understand it? And we're not at war?
All right. That's from you.
Yes, you should be optimistic. Particularly when I believe and I support the idea that Nigeria has a very stabilized government. So let us be optimistic that if we can defeat the most, we will subdue this insurgency.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Comrade Henry Usiayo, Pa Deli Ajufo, and also Comrade Felix Ibekoye. One thing they all share in common is that they want a better Nigeria. No matter how much we all grieve, we just want Nigeria to get better. We want Nigerians to breathe, not just a sigh of relief, but also enjoy and confidence that things are good in this nation. That action starts with the government and with the people of this great country. That's all the program, the faculty. We wish everyone safety. Be safe out there and speak the truth to power regardless. My name is Francis Ofule. Good afternoon and goodbye.